Hey guys, System here, and this is FTB Genesis. I myself am having a wonderful day. Hope you guys all are as well. Let's go ahead and jump forward, get back into this amazing pack, and I have to say I am really enjoying this pack. This pack is a good time all around. It has me more immersed, I guess, than a pack has been, well, forever. So let's go ahead and jump back into it here, see what I did in between episodes, but I hope you guys are enjoying this pack as well. I think it's fantastic, right? So anyway, so what I did in between episodes, I went ahead and dug out this room here. It's going to be for a induction matrix from Mechanism to store all our power. So I'll have to do a little bit of crafting here, get that done in a little bit. But yeah, that'll be for a giant battery for the base. Then over here we have 20 combustion generators, which are going to feed said battery with the LPG fuel we set up yesterday, right? So over here we have a full tank of LPG. I actually fell asleep last night. That's why we have a full tank, I think. But yeah, I mean, we didn't die. I actually haven't seen a mob at our base since very early on when I lit the base up. Also on the bottom right there, there's that little icon that looks like a sword. That's actually, it's an environmental, I think, called controller from Refined Storage, hidden down at Bedrock, and making it so mobs won't spawn here. So I guess that's the thing. Automated this too, just quick and dirty too. So I just put coal in here, have the logistical pulling it in. This one here is this boiling off creosote that comes out. And yeah, just I guess a hopper on the bottom into this barrel with an importer to pull it into 82, just so we have coal coat, because we're going to need a lot of steel probably as we move through the pack here. I went ahead and grabbed a bunch of speed upgrades too, so I have them maxed on the import, on the export in the back, and I have this one maxed out too. So now that we can actually get the lubricant, that was really easy. We can go ahead and make some, I guess, what are they called there? The processors, right? Processors? Let's go ahead and make like 5 of these ones. Just to show you how fast it is now. It is pretty quick. There you go. It's doing the thing. Not too bad. It's making it right now, and then it drops it off. And that's the max speed. That's as fast as you get it. So as fast as we can get it, just so we don't have to wait around for that stuff. Also in here, I came up with a little idea here. I was thinking about working on this today, but instead, I guess what I did was fool around here and work on a way to get infinite fertilizer. So the way I'm doing that is with a recycler, same as we had before with the cobble generators and then some overclockers. Then I have a actual crafter up here doing this recipe here. So there's a second recipe for the fertilizer that takes 2 scrap and a fertilizer, and you get 2 fertilizer. So basically, I can infinitely make fertilizer, so I have it on a loop, right? So it kind of gets exported, gets put up here into this barrel as the storage. It gets pulled back into the machine, so there's always fertilizer in here. I just clicked to remember, so it remembered all the slots, right? Only left one open for the scrap. And then, yeah, just keep 64 in this chest all times using one of these puppies here, the item transporters. Works really well. It's just infinite fertilizer for the other farm. I don't have to worry about it. I can move it via the ender chest. So that'd be kind of the system we go with here. There's also a flower there. I was looking at this too. There's not there. Let's go grab you. Go to bone. Yeah, there's a bone flower. I just never found this one. So hopefully I find this one too, because that is a easy bone meal, I guess, option as well. And then I wouldn't need that. I could just do it with bone meal and scrap, right? So we're going to set this up at some point, but for right now, I just have 2 of the plots. Kind of with machines here, thinking about what I'm going to do, but we'll have 2 plots set up. Then we'll have the water one set up and 1 of the red wheat. So probably end up with 4 setups at some point. But we're not there yet. Then I guess the last thing I did was down here. Let's go ahead, head down here. I tore down our monster of a setup that we had going for the biodiesel. And right now I'm just running off this tank. It's only used 7 buckets, I think, in about an hour. So, or maybe actually it might be 2 hours after I made breakfast and stuff. Yeah, I think so, actually. So, yeah, like, yeah, nothing at all, though. These things are horribly efficient. Oh, I found a thing, too, here, too. I'll show you that real quick. I'm going to break that cable real quick. Doing some testing. Where are my universals? Go ahead and grab you. Sweet. That one does not have power. So in here, I just have this data card. You can actually power these cables directly. So if I do it this way, from the side, right? And then come in here, it doesn't work. See there? Didn't get any power. But if I actually do it with this, and do it on this side, like the actual end of it, it'll power that cable. Look at that. So we can actually move power around the base just using cable. We don't even need cubes. The reason that's so good is we can actually go to the universals here. We can actually make the next level cable, because we can actually make the infused alloys, because we can make the metallurgical infuser, because this thing doesn't actually take any osmium. So we can use these to actually wirelessly move the power around our base without having to make the cubes. So that's going to be my power solution for now. I think it's a pretty good idea. So anyway, so the first thing I want to go ahead and get into here is going to be this mod here. It's called Amy Requester. It's a really cool mod here. And we're going to get set up to keep predetermined amounts of items in our inventory system based on the settings that we get it, right? and we don't have that level, I go ahead and auto craft it up to that level for us without having to do anything in the background, right? So let's go ahead and set this up here. Should only take but a second, but that is a very, very cool and useful mod, so I do want to utilize it. Refined Storage has the version of this as well, so anyway, I'm expecting it to be pretty much the same here. I'm going to set up this terminal down here because I do plan on moving into this room at some point. I mean, this is where the initial terminal was. I feel like we belong in this room, right? It is the center of the base, so I'm going to put that down there. For right now, we're just going to set up the machines here, but we can access all those machines from that terminal. But in here, we have a little interface, and we got to set it to how we want it, right? So we want to keep something like sticks or oak in the system. Let's start with oak here. And I want to make this to a level. Let's go to 512. And I want to make the batch size. This will basically determine how much it tries to craft at once, right? I'm going to keep it at 64, so it doesn't keep all my CPUs busy, right? But once you have that in, just hit enter there. And once you've done that, it should start doing it pretty quickly. There you go. And you kind of go over this bar here. You can hit left shift. It says idling, missing irradiance, crafting, and exporting. Based on the color, you can tell what it's doing. And then you kind of see if there's a problem, or I guess exporting is one of the big ones. If it has no place to put the item, it'll turn, that would like freeze it up, right? Wouldn't be able to do anything after that point. But it'll kind of tell you the status of the process that it's at. But it's just very good to keep certain items in stock at all times, right? And you don't have to worry about it. It just does this in the background as long as it has a open CPU to actually work with and does it for you. So certain things have been driving me nuts, like this rubber and refined iron. So I want to keep certain levels of that stuff in the system, like right away, like this one here. I want to have that one done. Rubber as well. We'll keep 128 of that. Go to 64. Make sure that one is saved. And then plastic. What was another big one? There was another big one. Oh, those wire. Oh, yeah, they're right here. The copper wires. I want to make sure I have those in the system as well. They're just, in this pack, very common crafting components, and I really need to have them in the system. So, yeah, that's kind of how you configure that. Also, if you have a recipe set, like right here, if I go to plastic, and I tell it to keep 64, and the batch of this, I guess we could do 64 as well. Doesn't really matter. Hit enter. There you go. And you want to, like, move this machine now, right? So if you want to move the machine, if I break that, I lose that recipe. To actually make it so it will save the recipes, you need to make one of these memory cards. So you go ahead and do that. Then you just shift or right click it on, at which point I can go ahead and actually break the machine. I may get some plastic out of that because it actually keeps it in the block. And then we go ahead and put that in there, and then go ahead and right click that back on there. And then it'll kind of move the recipes around for you. So really useful for moving the machine. So that is ME Requester, and I'll probably end up with quite a few of these. I'll probably end up with, you know, the 8 that are here, and then figure out what I want to keep in stock in the system at any given time. But that's going to make our life a lot easier. It's just a really, really good mod to make it so you're just not crafting, I guess, all these little things. And you can always up those levels much higher as well. So the next thing we're going to go ahead and get to here is going to be the upgrading of our electric furnaces into induction furnaces. So there was a quest associated with this. They're both MVs, so we don't have to worry about the cabling. We're already on MV, so we're good there. And these things are basically going to use heat and power to smelt items, right? So if I actually go to here, grab, let's grab some, I guess, cobble. Let's go ahead and grab that. There you go. Kind of show you how that worked there. So if I go ahead and put the cobble in, actually I'll do that right there. It's going to start heating up, right? But we can actually make it so it stays heated up all the time. It's just going to cause a constant drain of power, I guess, is going to be what happens there. So I grab the EU right here. Right now, this thing is using, does it say there? Yeah, 15 EU, which is basically 60 RF tick. So these will be a constant, I guess, 120 RF tick on our system. I'm quite okay with that because they're quite fast. So what we'll do is go ahead and throw these in here. These redstone inverters, they actually go into the upgrade slots. And with that, it'll actually keep the redstone signal going non-stop and keeping these heated up for us. Also, we get an MFE as a reward. That's the medium voltage battery, but I don't think we need it right now. We already have 320,000 just with the flux converters there. Anyway, let's go ahead and drop that off there, that in there. And these things, no matter what, whether they have recipes in them now, will always stay heated, which is pretty cool. Also, I have like a split function there too. So if I do this here, I think it'll actually put it into both slots, right, on the other side. Yeah, there you go. Or you can have not split. I'll probably leave it on the split off. That way, if I'm doing multiple recipes, I actually can kind of do two things at once. You know what I mean? But I think that'll be good there. Then we need to set these to down as well. Actually, I should set all 8 of them at once. So let's go ahead and do that. So they're on down now. And then I should be able to just go back inside, pop those in there, and those should start, hopefully, ejecting, right? Yes, there you go. I'm just putting in more because it's going to actually pull out more items at a time too. So the more you have in there, the more they can pull out. I think there's upgraded versions of these as well. There is too. Probably for the very, very high level versions of these machines because they do get pretty fast. But that's that. I'll show you them working after they're at 100%. But while they're doing that, let's go ahead and get to Vortex or Metallurgic. Let's do Metallurgic next. So I've gone ahead and made myself a fuser. I got it hooked up to power here. And basically just put some redstone in. That redstone gets converted into a infusing material, right? So it's the infusing material. Then you put the iron in. It's going to give us refined alloy, which is basically the only thing I want right now. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves some basic universal cable. Show you how these things work, right? There's 8. Let's go 9. That looks good. Then go ahead and grab one of the alloy. Now, if I have a bunch of cables in the world and I want to upgrade them to the next level, I just right-click on them, but it'll only do 8 at a time. So something to be aware of. You can just craft them too in a crafting grid, basically. I think it's just the cable around the actual alloy, but yeah, just another way you kind of upgrade them if you don't want to have to break them and replace them and do all that jazz, right? Anyway, if you go right here now, and then not there, go ahead and grab you. Grab that. Yeah, I just go ahead and craft them like that, or I guess like this, right? So like that. There you go. Actually have some advanced pipes as well, and these will be much faster pipes. These are much better for power, and then we could make better logistical cables as well now. So that'll be what I use that for mostly. You can also use this for one more thing too, and I probably will do a batch of these as well. So you go here and go to use on these. They actually be used in the assembly control to make our circuits in a much more simple way. So in time, I'll have that fully automated. I like to fully automate those. I want to wait to fully automate that because I'll end up redoing it because there's actually 3 of those you need to set up. So you have to set them up for different materials. And I just want to do them all at once. So anyway, if I put those in there, that should start making those circuits for us as well. And I actually need a bunch of those for the induction setup as well. So I'm going to do a good batch of those before I actually do the auto crafting on the induction. So I've been talking about this for a while and not doing it. But anyway, over here we got the warning saying that the efficiency is only 88% because the machine is over 50 degrees. We're going to use the vortex tube to kind of fix that, right? So let's go ahead and dig down here real quick. Actually, I need to kind of do like a stairway so I can get in and out really easy. Have a room down here from when I did some other work earlier on. Let's get that out of the way. I'll need these blocks out of the way as well. And get this set up really easy. This should keep our machine pretty cool, which is kind of the idea, right? So that's good there. I may have to go down one more block actually. So let's do something like this. There you go. Now I'll be able to fully work down here. So all we have to do to get this set up here, we need to get pressure into this, but we also need the right side of the machine hooked up to it, right? So this thing can be used for heat or for cooling. We want it for cooling, so we want the hot side pointing into the flux compressor. So right now it's not doing anything. It actually needs pressure into it. So if I go ahead and grab this and pop that right there, it's going to start changing the temperature. So the bottom temperature is heating up and the top temperature is cooling down. Now to make it even work, I guess make it work even better, we need to cool down the temperature on this side. Notice how red it's getting, right? It's up to 500 degrees now. So it's not actually doing much for the top right this second. But the way we can fix that is with some heat sinks, right? So we go ahead and put one there. And then off the heat sink, we can actually heat sink the heat sink as well. So you can see here, that's going to start immediately cooling it down more and more. At which point, this will be fairly cool and we won't have to worry about it anymore. So just like that, that right there. This one is down to 79 degrees and it's probably still in the process of cooling as well. And we go up here now. See how cool our actual machine is. It should be at a pretty good temperature, right? So if we look at this here now, can we actually see it? Yeah, the vortex tube. Where's the vortex tube? There it is. The bottom temperature is now down to 88 degrees. The top temperature is still going down, and it's down to 40-ish, and that will probably level out at some point. But yeah, it keeps it nice and cool. So basically now, when I do like a big batch of diamonds, this thing was heating up to almost 200 degrees, and it gets really inefficient. And the power usage actually spikes, right? You can go all the way up to 1614 FE a tick with the current amount of speed upgrades I have in there, right? I can't feed enough power to kind of keep going past that right now, but we're going to fix that today. But yeah, it's going to work way better. So if I go ahead and do a bunch of diamonds now, diamonds, and let's make like 50. See if this actually heats it up. There you go. This goes so fast now anyway because of the inputs. There you go. And did that even heat this up? Heated up a little bit, but it only got up to 60 degrees. Yeah, see, it was by this time it was already at 120. And at least now the efficiency is hanging around 90%. instead of it was dropping down to like 60. So this is already way better than it was. There you go. They're up to 100%. So if I called for a recipe now, let's actually call for, do I have stone in there? Yes, I do. Let's go ahead and grab stone. I need a good batch of stone anyway. And then do that. Actually, don't I have stone? Oh, that's cobble. I'm not making cobble. Let's make like 200 stone. Click that off now. Oh, I didn't put the... Oh, this is weird too. Some of these machines have weird settings by default. So click this. So you hit this little eye here. Then this left, it has all the side settings. So you click the different slots, right? Some of them have default settings. So right here, this one's down. And that one's down. So we need to make sure they're actually set on all the machines. It's so weird. They're all different too. Like this one, anything weird here? Yeah, for some reason you can't set the output up. I did not set that at all. They're just like the default settings of the machines. I don't understand why they're there. They actually kind of irk me. But anyway, definitely cool though. It's going really fast now. We got really good smelting. And all it costs us, like I said, is 60 RF ticks. So I've gone ahead and made myself this here. This is a Botania alchemy catalyst. You put it under a mana pool, and then it can be utilized to actually do like conversion recipes, right? So you go to here and hit yield, look at the uses, click on the mana infusion. You see here there's 33 pages that you can actually do. So there's a lot of very useful recipes in here, kind of convert things if you don't have like access to something. It's good to come in here and kind of check to see if it's in here, right? So that is pretty good there. But basically I'm just using this to get us lithium, and you do that with the salt that you get from the mineral grinder, right? So that was from the grinder, this thing right here. Yeah, you just throw in the dried salt. And I need this lithium basically just to make us components for the induction furnace. Then we could finally get that thing all set up. Just finish off, buddy. Let's get her done. There you go. Not going to automate this process right now. Not really any point to doing it, I guess, at this point. Not sure if we're going to be needing more lithium in the pack, but with that, I guess I just need to kind of determine what I want to do with the induction's actual matrix, right? So I have all the blocks set for autocraft, but you can make providers. You have to have at least one provider, because this is what makes it so it can output power. So each one of these base level ones, so this is just the basic level, it's going to make it so it can output 102,000 RF. I probably only need one of those right now, because we won't be even producing that. And then the induction cells, each one of those is 3 billion. I'll probably just go with 3 of those. So let's actually get this all into here, right? Let's do that. Just curious how fast it's going to be now that we have like backlog stuff. Probably didn't backlog enough of some of the stuff here. Anyway, what was that? The cells? If I went to go make 3 of those, it still needs to grab the energy cubes. I could just use the energy cubes we have downstairs. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and grab those, and then I'll go ahead and upgrade those cables, and then we'll go ahead and get those auto-crafting, because I don't need these anymore. So I've gone ahead and built the frame of the induction matrix. So it's a 5x5 by 4. So it's a 3x3 by 2 inside, so it'd be 18 blocks, right? So we also have our basic induction cells, a provider. We have 3 of these, so we'll have about 9.6 billion storage. Then we have our induction ports as well. I made some different cables here as well, because I'm not sure which ones are better. So these are like the best ones we can make right now from electrodynamics for converting the power. So we have thick gold, and then we have thick silver. So I guess that's the ones we made here. So that is a thing. Need to try them both out and see which one's better. And the power, I need to figure out how exactly I'm going to move it to, because we have 2 options, right? So I'm only planning on setting up 5, so I have them running now. They're running. But I'm going to pull the power either down and below and into it, or send it wirelessly and then set it into one of the advanced universal cables. I guess with this, because we can't connect directly with these cables, right? We need to convert it first, right? And before we were using the energy cubes, they could do that. But yeah, the whole point was to get around that, right? So anyway, let's see how that works out. So I want to try out one of these cables here. Let's start with the gold. Let's go ahead and see what this one does, because they're going to have all different outputs, and when they're working with its own mod, I mean, they have ampage and stuff you have to worry about. I don't think we have to worry about that very much. But to get this built here too, all we need to do is take the induction cells. So we have 3, and then the provider. The provider is going to make it so it can output, I guess, 100,000 RF tick. These are the battery storage, and we just need to finish this off here, the multi-block. We're going to use a bunch of ports, because that's kind of the point here. I want to be able to just basically connect wireless transfer nodes directly to these, and then use those to set out the power when we're done here. I need to go ahead and swap this over to output. No, I guess that's wrong. I want these all on output. Also, why am I getting that big text line? Anyway, let's not worry about that. There you go. So this one will be input here, and if I go ahead and connect that, I don't know why it's going to go check over there. See how much power we're getting in here per tick. So this cable here can get 12.43. So we are getting some loss. That's a problem with these cables. You get power loss, right? Because this should be 17.5. So let's actually try out the silver ones next and see what the difference is. There's a super conductive one we can make for too long. We have to make a alloy, but once we make that one, apparently, I was looking at them right here. I'll show you. Super conductive. They say they're infinite, I think. Insulated, super conductive wire, 0 ohms, infinite amps, and that sounds near infinite to me. I'm not sure if they are or not, but we'll have to try them out. These ones here all have like resistance information, then amp stuff, and then voltage and stuff like that. Again, not 100% sure what that all means in regards to the mod pack, right? And especially with conversion as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and bring this over here. There we go. Go ahead and see what the silver cables are doing. So these ones here are 13.56. So these are the best cables I think we can get right now. At which point we have 2 options, right? So let's try our first option and see if we can actually get most of our power in here, that 13.5. Because it looks like no matter what, we're losing 4,000. So anyway, at this point. So let's go ahead and grab 2 of our transfer nodes. These things, too, I found out, too. They can move, how much is it? Well, why am I doing it like, is this right? No, I don't want to do this. Yeah, I do want to do this. There you go. Go ahead and do that. And this here, they can move 8,000 RF each. So these things are limited to 8,000. So that is a thing. And I guess I need new ones of that. Let's go into our bag here. Well, also, we have no power right now at all. So our base power is completely off. Anyway, go ahead and set 2 of these. Set 1 to there and 1 to here. I want to see if this actually works. So if I put 1 in there, that should be able to move 8,000, I believe. Yeah, so that's getting 8,000. And if I put power into the other one, or I should say a card in the other one, is that going to add that? It does. Oh, it's getting 16,000. Oh, no, it's probably filling the battery. Draining its batteries? We'll see here in a second. We're getting 16,000 RF tick, though. And it wasn't getting that before. That's good. Oh, I wonder if we run the cable longer, we get loss. Maybe that's where the loss is coming from. That would make sense, because that's how it works in real world, right? Well, that's cool. So yeah, we actually get 16,000 of RF. We only lost 1.5K. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. And my plan moving forward is going to be this, right? So I just do that there. And that one's not set. Let's get this out of here. Go ahead and grab the rest. I don't know which one's which now. I'm going to have to go through all of them at some point. But go ahead and start moving stuff in there. As long as I can keep up, I guess that's all that matters. Yeah, it's keeping up, no problem now. There you go. Because this can output 100,000 in total, right? And these can output, I guess, 8,000 each. As long as it can keep up, that's all that matters. That looks good there. There we go. We're outputting 6.6K and inputting 16. So that actually works out perfectly. That worked out not bad at all. And later on, we'll have a much better solution to this. But for now, this works. This works no problem at all. Huh. I could probably wire up more. I kind of want to. I may skip a level too, just so the cable's kind of separate. But I could put in another 16 just by firing up this row here. I may go ahead and do that. So we now have 4 transfer nodes hooked up here. And we're actually producing 32K, which is not too bad. So we have all 4. They're all hooked up here. I'll watch the fuel for a bit too. I've actually watched it go up an entire bucket. It's going up no problem at all whatsoever. We have 28 buckets stuck in here. Another 28 buckets stuck in here. So that's where some of that went. But it's, yeah, definitely keeping up. It's having no problems at all. And this power system actually worked out. I'm actually quite happy with this. I need to cover this off and pretty it up a bit. But outside of that, everything's good in the world, man. And we're outputting what? 5K? Yeah, 5K. I think most of it is going to like the flux compressor. And then I guess a big batch of it would be going to these heaters because I think they're a little bit of power hogs. More than I thought they would be. But anyway, they're power hogs. And these are using a lot of power too. But outside of that, I don't think we're actually using any constant power. Except for our furnaces. Anyway. So yeah, pretty cool all around. This is a nice little upgrade. So now we'll have no problems moving power around the base and keeping up with our usage, which is fantastic. It was the plan all along. And quite happy with this. So pretty rad. Let's go ahead and figure out what else we're going to do, I guess. We got to do other things, right? This was my goal. Now I don't know what to do. We'll have to figure out what else we're going to get to next. So I'm out here in the wasteland doing a little bit of crafting. I'm actually pretty much done now. I'll kind of explain the little bit of rabbit hole I had to get to. So what I'm trying to get to here is the titanium seed, so we get further into electrodynamics, right? So that's what I'm trying to do here. Because once we do that, we'll unlock osmium, and that's this good mechanism fun, right? So anyway, that is good there. So what I'm trying to get here, I guess, is several different materials, right? So we need the titanium seeds. The reason I need it is, I guess, for the one rune. All these other runes are normal, right? The only thing they changed with the agglomeration plate from Britannia to be able to do the ritual is this here. The solar prism isn't usually here. That is totally different, right? So to get these, you need spring line shards. Do that, you need amethyst, quartz, and the water crystals. So I just made those right now, so they're finished up. Do that, you need element container and an element binder, and yeah, get it done there. But to be able to craft these, you also need drenched aluminum. Again, that's done with the water one, so got that done there. This one was burnt glass, and that was the fire, and this one was the green. This one is the one we have back at our base. We have the earth one, right? And go to blackstone, do that one. So trade with picklins is probably the easiest way to do it. But yeah, it was just a little bit of a rabbit hole with crafting, basically what I'm trying to explain here. So I need to go ahead and get that tank out of there now. Then I need to go ahead and craft up everything else. We can actually grab ourselves a binder now. Should be able to grab the bigger tank. Nope, we can't. We needed something there. Oh, we need the better pipes, right? So let's go ahead and grab them. Grab ourselves the container. There we go. Go ahead and let this fill up here. Might as well change it over to the better pipe as well, because I'll move it around a little faster. There you go. Sweet. And let that fill up a little bit, at which point we put the binder on and just set up the recipe. There you go. So the recipe to actually make these things, right? It's going to be amethyst. You have to do it in the right order, too. That's why there's like a circle and arrow, right? So amethyst, quartz, and water crystal, right? Do I have amethyst on me? I do not. Let's go ahead and grab the amethyst. Go into here. So we'll need amethyst. Then we'll need quartz. And then we need the last thing there, which was the water crystal, right? There you go. So with that, we should be able to take this stuff and put it on this puppy. Just like that, and that. And if I did that right, we should get the particles. And then finally get our item we're going for, right? So we got one. And we only need 2 of these, I think, right now. Then we head back to the base, do a little bit of Britannia, and unlock our seeds, and finally work towards further in electrodynamics. So, yeah, just a little bit of rabbit hole, right? I wasn't really expecting it. I think I have everything set up so we do this pretty quickly here, right? So I think I have everything. I think I have everything except for the agglomeration plate. Yeah, anyway, I think we're pretty good either way. So what we'll do here is actually go ahead and pop you down right here. And we'll go ahead and link these up. So that and that. So they're linked up there, so that's fine. So that's a shift right click to link those up there. Then when you want to go ahead and make a rune, you just right-click them on. You could drop them on too, doesn't really matter. But once you get the recipe right, have the little rune there, kind of goes around it with like a clock, right? And it makes that sound. They'll kind of switch over once it's charged and have the little symbol there for living rock. We need to throw one of those on here, so just throw that on. And once we do that, we just right-click with 1. There you go. We actually have our first rune. Let's actually keep that on us. This one here will be the air rune. So let's do the same thing, right? Nope, not that, that, and that. And once that's charged up, we'll need one of these. Fantastic. And there's rune number 2. And these ones actually get you 2 per, so it's actually a little better here. This one here should be the fire rune. There you go. Go ahead and drop that one off. That's fantastic. Get ourselves yet another living rock, right? So it's really just a lot of rinse and repeating, right? But you actually get through it pretty fast if you get everything set up for yourself. So that's good there. I think this one is the root of earth, right? Let's go ahead and do that there. Fantastic. And then let's go ahead and grab a living rock yet again. Rinse and repeat. There you go. There is one more. And then we just need the last one, right? This one should be the root of water. This one takes a fishing rod. It's just annoying like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and drop that off. Grab ourselves a living rock. And this should be the final one to be able to make the terrestrial agglomeration plate. So let's go ahead and do that. Want it, and we're good, right? Do that. Make sure we have you. And what else do we need for the plate there? It's 3 lapis and the mana steel, right? So a block of mana steel and our 3 lapis. So that should be everything right there, actually. So let's go ahead and actually craft that up. I guess I didn't need that on me, but anyway, go ahead and grab our agglomeration plate. Then after that, we need everything for the multi-block. And I think all we need for that is 5 of this And there's lapis, right? The rest is lapis. Let's go ahead and grab 5 lapis blocks if we can. Lapis. What the heck? What? No. Did they just break into my base? Oh, man. That was surprising. Here? Yeah, they can do that. I've been so lucky, though. They have not done that to me at all. Why do you have... Oh, I'm attacking a mannequin. Our armor stand. Did they really do this? Where'd they come from? These guys are jerks. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is how far they tunneled from. Oh my. I need to light up this whole thing so it doesn't happen again. So I think we're okay now. So let's go ahead and throw this down here. I think it's a living rock in the center, just like that. So just a little checker pattern here. Then you grab the actual plate, right? Oh, where did my plate go, man? Oh, right there. Let's go ahead and grab you. Go ahead and toss that right here. Then we need to go ahead and grab ourselves these here. These are sparks. They take some blaze powder, so you will need some of that than any petal, right? So that's pretty good. Need to put one on here. Then we go ahead and put one on each of these pools as well, because they'll be fed into the ritual to actually complete it. Then I guess we just need everything we need for the actual ritual itself. And this should be all it is, right? So all we should have to do is kind of right-click these on, that net, and that should make us a seed. There you go. That is our titanium seed. We have it done. I don't know why we didn't get the quest, though. So let's go to biotechnology. Oh, no, I had to complete this quest earlier, didn't I? But I didn't grab the reward. So I'm going to do the FTB quest thing at some point and grab this, right? Actually, I need to do that right now because I need the farmland. So if you're on the same version of the pack as I was when I was at that point where I needed to have the titanium seeds unlocked and the quest progression was kind of messed up there, it's /FTB quest editing mode, editing _ mode, true. So just like that there. Then to change that too, if you just want to get your rewards like I did, right? Because I didn't have the farmland, just come in here and hit reset progress, and that'll handle that, right? So that is a pretty easy way to handle that. But that issue's been all since fixed up. So just for people who were around at that time and kind of did the same thing I did. But anyway, fertilizer, XP, and supreme farmland. Let's go ahead and grab all that stuff and kind of get in here, right? So yeah, we got titanium now, which is fantastic all around. That'll handle that right there. Then we'll just need a bin. I actually had 3 bins back there too, didn't I? I guess I could have grabbed that one. That is not a bin system. Go ahead and hunt down a bin here. Can I make these bins now? I can make the better bins now. These things hold 8,000. I may go ahead and make some of those. Anyway, let's go ahead and do that. Actually, I may go ahead and switch off bins too. I don't think if bins are actually the best option for this as well. Is that actually growing? I think so, right? And I guess the last thing we'd want to do is grab a storage bus. Storage and a bussy. Go ahead and grab you. And go ahead and pop that in here. So yeah, for this farm, I'll probably go ahead and switch to something like a backpack storage. Something like that. Or maybe a dank. If I could actually get to emeralds and get the better danks as well. I think it'd just be better storage, I guess, for all these different items here than a individual bin and a storage bus. But one thing I should always do too is go into here and set the priority to above 0, right? That way when the items get put into the system here, is that actually titanium? That looked weird. Yeah, that's coal coke. There we go. I just want to make sure we're actually getting our essence. But yeah, because the reason you set the priority though is so when the items come in the system, like if I actually pull them out and try to put them back in, it puts them in the bins first, basically, before it fills up your drive. So anyway, we have our titanium. So moving forward, we go ahead and actually work towards osmium. But I think I'm going to go ahead and actually end this one here. So as always, guys, like this video, please hit that like button. Really liked it. Hit the subscribe button. It is always appreciated. We guys all have a good one. See you guys in the next video. Later.